if this is what was going on over there on the Nickelodeon network, what in the world was happening on the Disney Channel network? Because this is sickening. This is sickening and disturbing. Like, it is jarring.
This is Dan Schneider's house in California, worth over $30 million. Built in 2016, this 33,000 square foot house includes 10 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms and sits on over 2 acres of land in Hidden Hills. Expansive entertaining areas include a gourmet kitchen with 2 large islands that open to the family room, a wine cellar, a movie theater, a gym, and an office. The master bedroom features dual walk-in closets and dual vanities. The property also includes a swimming pool, a hot tub, a 2-room guest house, a 6-car garage, and a gated driveway. Dan Schneider worked with Nickelodeon, where he created and produced a string of popular children's and teens shows, such as iCarly, Victorious, and Drake and Josh. However, Schneider's career has been shadowed by controversies, leading to his departure from Nickelodeon in 2018. Would you live here, and whose house do you want to see next?
I have seen a lot of disturbing documentaries in my life, but this damn Quiet on the Set, this shit takes top 5. And this sucks when there's something that's so closely related to your childhood. Like, all that, Amanda Show, all of that was my childhood. I remember watching those episodes brand new, day of release, like, and never knew that any of this was happening behind closed doors.
This is Miss Giovanni Samuels. And in the Quiet on the Set documentary, she says throughout the entire 4-part series that she was the token black girl and she knew her place. And at the very end, she says, she's crying, and she said that for quite some time, she struggled with her self-image and how she saw herself. But I saw you. I saw you. Then I realized that outside of the big 5, we had no teen idols outside of Raven Simone, Kyla Pratt, Giovanni Samuels, Megan Good, and Solange. I'm not including Keke Palmer because we both grew up together. We're just a year apart. But we had no teen idols as black girls. So I'm going to just give her her flowers, and we're going to talk about all the stuff that I remember her in. So Giovanni was a city girl before the city girls because she played Carisha in Bring It On All or Nothing. I did not like how they portrayed her. She was always eating something. They made her seem like the big black girl who always had an attitude. But she wasn't big. She was just thick. Standing next to Solange, of course you're going to look a little thicker. But nonetheless, this was Carisha. This is my favorite movie, Freedom Writers. And yes, she also played the token black girl in this film. It's a good movie. We love to see her in it. Y'all remember that episode of That's So Raven when she went down to the country and did that whole Eddie Murphy, I'ma play every character in the family thing, and her and the family got into it over a gravy boat? Yeah, that's Giovanni Samuels that played the cousin. Yep. That's her. So we can go on and on and on about how great this woman is, but it's still Women's History Month, and I just wanted to give another black girl her flowers.
I'm going to be the one to say it. It's not just Daniel Schneider's gelatinous monstrosity looking ass that needs to be prosecuted or held accountable for the treacherous things that was happening to these children. Every single adult that was on that set, parents included, that felt some kind of uncomfortable feeling seeing the things and the condition that these kids was going through and chose to stay silent for the sake of not wanting to lose an opportunity, you are equally as fucking complicit. And I'm not arguing about that. Like, the question for me is, what cost is too high for an opportunity? Because this is your child's self-respect, mental health, physical body, all these things that you putting on the line for an opportunity. There were 2 parents. This man's mother and Drake Bell's father were the only 2 parents that were bold enough and cared enough for their kids that when they saw things that made them uncomfortable, they said something.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. After seeing what happened on Nickelodeon, girl, what's the tea on Disney? But see, I know Disney got money. So Disney would never let us find out. I mean, never let us find out the real motherfucking tea. I'm telling y'all, Disney got that shit like a straight cemetery, okay? That shit is quiet, all right, dead and fucking buried with Disney himself. Because he will come out his fucking grave if he thinks y'all about to take him down. I'm telling y'all. It would really be The Walking Dead for real. I'm telling y'all. Disney got too much money to let that shit happen. I'm telling y'all. That's scary, but it's the fucking truth. They come out with a fucking documentary about Cartoon Network. Because I'm telling y'all now, I'm going to be in a fucking corner crying, shitting fucking bricks, ain't gonna know what's the point of living? Like, I'm gonna be fucking stressed because that's my childhood. Cartoon Network is my childhood. So I do not want to find out about my niggas Ed, and Eddie. I don't want to find out about Courage. I don't want to find out about the Powerpuff Girls. I don't want to find out about Mojo Jojo. I don't want to find out about none of them. I'm not gonna recover from it. It's gonna fuck me up, y'all. I'm serious.
As you know, is the latest, hottest, hunkiest teen idol there is.
Yeah, muscles.
Look, speaking of hunky, huh?
Leah, what's it like to be a teen idol?
Ask her Cameron. I don't know. Well, I see my pictures there, and it's fun seeing those, and I haven't really got the full impact of it yet, so. Little drawings.
Show us the little drawings.
Oh, the
You
little
see,
drawings.
we draw drawings of each other. Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long. Leo's like, says he was raised in Compton. He likes to make us think that he's straight out of Compton. Mr. Pale as a dead fish belly and blonde hair is straight out of Compton.
I don't know about that teen thing. I mean, I think it's good. I think it's good for publicity, but they don't, it's almost like they're not actors, you know what I mean? It's like they portray them as like sort of a piece of meat. Like, you know, here's the new cute thing, take a look at him and go, ooh, ah. So
Leo, as you know, is
In situations like this, I always ask myself, what would P. Diddy do? What would P. Diddy do? No, I don't know. Hey, let's ask him. Oh, okay. P. Diddy?
What's up?
We can't wake up Shane.
You try symbols?
Yep.
What about sour milk?
Didn't work.
Tell you what. Take this toy helicopter. Put it down his pants.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do. All right, come on, put it in. Nothing. Didn't work. He's still asleep.
Try this.
Shall I? By all means.
There's not a single person on Earth who's seen an event like we're gonna see on April 8th of 2024. This is gonna be the path that it's gonna take. In totality, is gonna last a total of 4 minutes and 30 seconds. To give you a comparison, the one in 2017 only lasted 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So this nearly doubles the time, which is really long, and that's why it's so crazy and no one's seen it before. The only one that came close to this is the one in 1800. So if you're 200 years old, then let me know. If not, then no one has seen this before. Do not look at the solar eclipse directly though, because it will damage your retinas and permanently damage your vision. You need to be wearing solar eclipse glasses when you look at it. I found these on the TikTok shop for only $4.50 for a 6-pack, so it's a pretty good deal. Especially if you have family members or friends you want to view it with, then you can just watch it with them. But if you want to see the solar eclipse April 8th, I linked
What the heck is that?
Oye, ve, hay dos luces.
Oh my god.
Son extraterrestres, ve. Métete acá. Métete acá al garage.
Okay, ya voy.
Métete al garage.
I just have a question for you 90s kids. Are you okay? How are you dealing with this? Because I'm not. I'm not dealing okay with this. You have to understand that for us 90s kids, they were the three big holy grails of TV. In the early 2000s, you were either a Disney Channel kid, you were a Nickelodeon kid, or you were a Cartoon Network kid. Or sometimes you can be all three like me. And I know a little bit about Dan Snyder, but this documentary really opened up my eyes. I had no idea that Dan Snyder was the creator and or writer of All That, The Amanda Show, Zoe 101, iCarly, What I Like About You, Drake and Josh, Victorious, Henry Danger, Keenan and Kel, Game Shakers, Danger Force, Sam and Cat. And I loved all those shows. But now, even hearing a character's name like Penelope Taint, who I really liked as a character, I can't even think about the same. He literally said that naming a character Penelope Taint is funny because taint is the area between a guy's end. And you can't even watch those shows the same because you realize that these kids were just surrounded by predators. It wasn't just Dan. You had Jason, who was a PA on the show, who got arrested because they found a pair of 9-year-old girls in a Ziploc baggie in his home. Oh, and he also sent an email to, I think it was an 11 or 12-year-old girl, of him fully unclothed and saying, "Oh, I'm thinking about you." Then we have Brian Peck, who was a dialogue coach, who sexually assaulted Drake Bell. And you know what he got? 16 months of prison. And then he got to work on this little show called Sweet Life of Zach and Cody on Disney Channel. What? Thinking, what are we going to do here? Like, what's the next step? Because at this point, I feel like all these people are free and they shouldn't be.
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Fine. Look what you've done to me.
So you mean to tell me out of all the weirdos that's in Hollywood, Dan Snyder takes the cake for the biggest weirdo of all time? This nigga Dan Snyder is the first ever Hall of Fame weirdo. My boy Dan Snyder got all his weird badges unlocked. Some of y'all don't know who Dan Snyder is. Y'all might be young as hell, but let me break this down for you. Some of your favorite Nickelodeon shows like iCarly, Drake and Josh, Sam and Cat, and Victorious. The list goes on, but I just need y'all to know Dan Snyder is a weirdo. It's one thing to get called a weirdo and have weirdo allegations, but when you start unlocking the weirdo docu-series, gang, on how everybody's weirded out by you, gang, you're the problem. My boy Drake Bell spoke out on the series and he was basically saying Dan Snyder was doing some weird ass shit to him, along with other members on the staff. But around town was they canceled my boy Just Jordan show on Nickelodeon because he wasn't trying to give it up to Daniel Snyder. Not long ago, Sam from Sam and Cat came out with a whole book on how weird these niggas is. No wonder she ain't never do no reboot. My boy Dan Snyder giving Diddy a run for his money. This nigga damn near putting up way better numbers than Diddy. Look, I know I've been giving Freak Mill a hard time ever since he caught that Freako, but Dan, you officially just caught the Freako. It's your turn now, buddy.
We coming around now and we gonna beat your motherfucking ass when I catch you, ho.
Cut them fucking lights.
Cut them fucking lights.
Oh, yes, bitch. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I cannot believe.
Why don't you just give us the history? Because I need to know.
So, a lot of times, you know, black things, happy Black History Month, black things come into the mix and it seems like it's cool. So like it permeates all of pop culture.
Everybody wants to be a part of it.
But the reality is most things that folks think are just some cool black things came out of innovation and they came out of having to figure something out when they couldn't do something just because they wanted to freely. The DAP is no exception. So, Folk Life magazine had an article called 5 on the Black Hand Side, Origins and Evolutions of the DAP by Lamont Hamilton. Now, the DAP originated in the 60s among black soldiers in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
Yes, it did. The Black Power movement was growing. There was racial unrest in cities. Young African Americans were being sent into combat, and the DAP was about unity and survival. There were cases of black soldiers reportedly being shot by white soldiers during combat. And so it was a physical act of solidarity, like, hey, bruh, I see you, you see me, watch my back out there.
Right.
It was used to convey their commitment to looking after one another.
Wow.
And it's an acronym for dignity and pride.
Wow.
So the DAP was even banned in the military because folks thought it was a code for doing a black power sign.
Wow.
Later in the war, the military saw the utility of using the DAP in medical treatment of black combatants with post-traumatic stress disorder and created a program of DAP therapy. So, In present day, when we see folks dapping up, we have to remember
That's
that
the history
yes,
of it.
there's a tremendous diversity of daps, and it came out from movements of the military companies. So we see it as just like, hey, what's up, but there's always a deeper meaning.
The most dangerous cities in Illinois, 2024. Part 1, number 10, Chicago. Chicago is the most populous city in the U.S. state of Illinois and the third most populous in the United States. The violent crime rate in Chicago is 5.39 per 1,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 31.32 per 1,000 residents. The city's struggle with gang violence is a significant contributor to the 14,321 incidents of violent crime. In particular, the South Side and West Side neighborhoods have been notorious for such activities. Number 9, Rockford. Rockford is a city in Winnebago County, Illinois. The violent crime rate in Rockford is 14.3 per 1,000 residents, while the property crime rate is 26.35 per 1,000 residents. Having the fourth highest violent crime rate in the state is the big reason Rockford features on this list. With a robbery and 5 aggravated assaults happening just about every day, it's safe to say that you're not paranoid looking over your shoulder in Rockford. Number 8, Chicago Heights. Chicago Heights is a city in Cook County, Illinois. The violent crime rate in Chicago Heights is 19.2 per 26.67 residents, while the property crime rate is 26.35 per 1,000 residents. With 502 incidents of violent crime, including 5 murders, the city holds the second highest position for the highest violent crime rate in the state.
So if you are dealing with a viral infection like HSV, HPV, if you're getting chronic BV, if you're having chronic fungal infections, you have to understand that it is imperative. If you have Epstein-Barr, it's imperative that you also cleanse parasites. And here's why. Parasites actually house bacterial infections and viral infections. So if you're trying to remove these viral and bacterial infections from your system and you're using herbs and you're using detox, it's critical that you're also removing the parasites from your system because these parasites are housing the viruses and the bacterial infections. So if you're doing all this work to cleanse viruses from your system, you had better also be doing the work to cleanse the parasites that can reinfect you as well.
People would rather starve than to eat American food. American foods that are banned by other countries. These foods are banned is because they contain ingredients that cause health issues. Chicken has been banned since 1997, and the reason it's banned is because they wash the chicken in chlorine before it goes on market. Mountain Dew banned because it contains a chemical used to put fires away. Man-made growth hormones in the milk, which are carcinogens, and as you know, carcinogens cause cancer. They say an apple a day will keep the doctor away. American apples are treated with a EPA chemical, which is also a carcinogen. A lot of these foods have carcinogens in them. Cereal, Skittles, Twinkies, Arby's baked goods, Coffee Mate, pork. You ever notice the pigs in America are a lot bigger than the pigs in every other country? They use ractopamine. Ractopamine is banned in 160 countries. Some of these countries are third world.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again.
Great to play and sing together, and now it's time to say goodbye. Farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Goodbye for now, until we meet again.
This is a moment.
Watching those Nickelodeon documentaries makes you realize why God didn't make you a star.
why God protected you from all that stuff that was going on in the entertainment industry, man. That's why Orlando Brown is messed up. That's why Raven Simone is messed up, and the rest of the cast and crew from them shows they did when they was young, y'all. Ryan Garcia is telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This should show everybody, man. And the crazy thing is, nobody is going to stand up and say a word about it because they scared to lose their position. And that's the breakdown.
I just want to check. We all in agreement that we not celebrating April Fools this year, right? Because ain't shit been funny since that man jumped on that judge. Ain't shit been funny since Ludacris came on here rapping. Ain't shit been funny since that girl got that tattoo. Oh! And ain't shit been funny since we realized our whole reality is a lie and that our government has us funding genocides. Ain't shit been funny. And I don't want to see no pranks, no jokes. Don't piss me off. If you want to say anything on April 1st, expose something. Tell the truth. It needs to be April Trues, because the only fools around this motherfucker are us. We're the dummies. We're the fools. All these celebrities we be caping for. Well, I don't be caping for them because, please. All these celebrities we be loving. All these governments we be attempting to trust in. All these TV shows and movies we be loving and watching just to find out that it's full of nothing but a bunch of creeps. Like, honestly, at this point, let's just cancel the whole bitch. Like, somebody press the restart button now.